Hey everybody, it's time for another real life superhero intro for my YouTube channels. For my YouTube channels and real life super and action hero vigilante Facebook fan page. This video, this is nothing different. It's another skinny jeans sweatsuit costume intro, and this only difference between this and the previous one, this is more positive. In this one I wear my rare blue and orange skinny jeans sweatsuit with the blue sweat jacket with zipper and the orange skinny jeans with the other accessories that go with it. Because yesterday while out on patrol, my slick cool goth emo rock and roll baggy skinny jeans sweatsuit black baggy skinny jeans sweatsuit, it was pouring, it was heavy rain yesterday, pouring, and yesterday it got soaked so bad that the clothes which hasn't been washed in 2 to 3 weeks was just stinking terribly. The stench was too strong, even too strong for me, that I had to change clothes and put it in the wash. So now I'm wearing the blue and orange. In this video, I also want to redo this video this will be the first time that I have an intro where I won't use either of the Sonic I won't use either of the Sonic themes. Instead, I'll be using 2 pro wrestling themes, and both of them are for the professional wrestler Jeff Hardy. As is my costume and my mannerisms in the video will be similar to Jeff Hardy and several other wrestlers. So several other wrestlers such as Booker T, and of course the usual ones: Teddy Hart, Bobby Lashley, and Brian Cage. Well, anyway, yeah, I'll be using 2 songs. I will once again be using "Modest" to the top, and I will also be using "Modest" to the top, the 2010 remix, and the 2012 and 13 Similar Creatures theme. So with that being said, let's get this intro started right now.
Yeah, it's giving grandma tendencies. Grandma,
straight to the top of the king, head up and start showing you why we should go. No one is real, no one is still the only way to blow the bands and dirties. No way that your body's as strong as your face in this life. There's a lot to be good. The showcase is more show again. Show how this time you don't have to lie. Show the way to make it right. Make it. Show
everybody, it's time for my review. Time for my part 4 real life superhero review, overview of season 1 of Disney Channel's newest show that premiered and aired throughout the summer from June up until late August or early September, I can't remember, and that's, as you can see by the title, pretty freaking scary. To see the previous portions, the links will be in the description box below. And to watch this show, I already told you how the previous, but once again, the Disney Plus app, it's 11 o'clock Wednesdays, and it's 11 o'clock on Tuesdays, to 11 o'clock p.m. on Tuesdays, and it has a afternoon weekend, Saturday or Sunday. You gotta find with your remote, and of course the Disney Channel Now link will be in the description box below. If I don't provide it, ask me for it, and I'll provide it. This is the on-camera real life superhero portion. The link, oh yeah, the episode that will play in the background is the season 1 finale. In the previous one, I played the pilot, and this is the season 1 finale. So I'm gonna start the video, then I'm gonna make my great entrance on camera and continue the rest of the review. So with that being said, let's get started right now.
What do we know about Theodore Smith? Stole a page from the Book of Souls and crafted it from the escape room. He has the power to control minds,
Like I said,
as well as know the tech secrets. And he's a snazzy thruster. What? I'm just saying, not everybody can pull off a bow tie.
like I said
He
in
also has a mystery board like Remy's with all of our pictures on it.
like I said in part 1.
Exactly.
Like I said in part 1 of this video right here. Like I said in part 1 of this like I said in the previous portion of this video, the previous portions of this review, like I said, pretty freaking scary. When I first saw the trailers for this show, I was mixed. I like the storyline, I like the premise, the actors, actresses, sets, everything looked okay. However, the format I had a problem with. This right here tries to be a supernatural horror comedy based show, but they try to also, just like Villains of Valley View, they try to be a laugh track heavy situation comedy. Just like Villains of Valley View, this is another comic book. This is another comic book based series, and that's the issue I had with this. When it comes to comic book based television series, one or the other. Either you're going to be a super serious comic book based television show, or you're going to be a family friendly situation comedy, but not both. The issue I have with Pretty Freaking Scary. So that was the issue I have with Pretty Freaking Scary. However, one weekend, the new episodes aired on Friday with repeats on Sunday. The new episodes aired on Friday. One Friday, while being stuck at the house with nothing to do. I couldn't go outside on patrol for some odd reason. So what I did was stay at home and decided to give this new show a try. And since Saturdays, my previous Disney Channel's other newest show and my previous favorite show, my other favorite show, since that show ended its run in late spring, it was now time for a new show, and Pretty Freaking Scary was the new show. So once again, can't see my hands, but you can now. But a round of applause and a thumbs way up to Disney Channel for coming up with a brand new show. For once again proving me wrong. When I thought their channel, after a horrible 2022, and with the cancellation of Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion, the only good 2022 show, I didn't think 2023 was good. 2023 is surprisingly is just as awesome and even a little bit more exciting than 2017 than 2017 to 21. In my opinion, the superb, awesome Disney Channel was. That was one of the best Disney channels ever since the late 90s, early to late 2000s.
Oh, no, actually, Theodore was her first smoke house, and all the tasks we've been doing are part of getting him back to the
Yeah,
world.
pretty freaking scary.
I'm reminded of
Pretty freaking scary is sorry, I was having space rooms. My dog moved down here. Pretty freaking scary. Pretty freaking scary. Yeah, thumbs way up for Disney Channel for coming with a new exciting show. And this show, along with the superior season 2 of Sydney to the Max, Villains of Valley View, and Saturdays in April. These made spring and summer of 2023 awesome.
She also told me
Awesome. These shows and gave me some of the nostalgia that was the awesomeness of summer of 2020 with Sydney to the Max, Coop and Cammy Astroworld, reruns of Gabby Durante and Citable and Bunk Season 4 and Raven's Home. Raven's Home continued throughout the fall. Reruns of Raven's Home continued throughout the fall of 2020, and started somewhere, continued throughout the fall, and the new episodes of that and Bunk started in late 2020 and continued on into 2020, into spring of 2021, with Bunk going to summer of 2021, and this invoked nostalgia of what was that other show? Oh yeah, this invoked the nostalgia of 2021 with Sydney to the Max, Gabby Durante and Citables, Just Roll With It, taking the place of Coop and Cammy Astroworld, which unfortunately, sad to say, was canceled. And what was the? Oh, and of course, Raven's Home. So that's what 2023. These three new shows invoke nostalgia of Friday nights. Friday nights were exciting. Villains this new season 2 is still going on right now.
Evil too. So you said you had something from the underworld that would help us?
I do.
So yeah, Villains, their post-reaction review, their season 2 review will be when this season fully finishes. But this is pretty freaking scary. Yeah, pretty freaking scary. Pretty freaking scary, in my opinion, does a better job than Villains of Valley View in being a laugh track heavy. Being better at a supernatural horror comedy as a supernatural horror comedy and a laugh track heavy situation comedy, being both. They handle this format better, even though they still have a lot of the same problems. In moments that should be serious, they try way too hard to be funny, or they ruin it by adding a joke. In moments that should be serious, like I mentioned in part 1 in the season 1 finale, when the heroes perform an attack on the bad guy, the bad guy escapes it, and immediately after does a victory dance, something like this. Something like that. Does a victory dance. He does a victory dance. Giving the heroes who didn't attack him, giving the heroes an ample opportunity to attack him again. The heroes didn't attack him, but they could have. And you're supposed to do the victory dance after you defeated the enemy. So after you've defeated your opponent. So that's the issue I have with this show. Other than that, phenomenal series. Oh yeah, and the other problem is the filler. See,
this is also a situation comedy, a family situation comedy, a family sitcom. Therefore, all of the they have to take a break from the super awesome supernatural horror comedy part of the story, the storyline and lore. They have to take away from all of that awesome lore and suspense and focus on more family-friendly things, and their family life just isn't exciting after seeing all of that supernatural horror stuff. So a bunch of episodes have nothing to do with the main plot, which is the main characters Frankie, Pretty, and Scary completing tasks for the Grim Reaper, or Frankie will have to return to the underworld. There were various episodes which had nothing to do with the plot, and that is the overall main plot of the series. Frankie Rip, part of the Rip family, Rip family. Rip, of course, is a pun on rest in peace. Part of the Rip family. She is living. She's on top of the world at her school. She's one of the most popular people in high school. She's captain of the volleyball team, and she's dating the hottest guy in Dio, who Dio, of course, is portrayed by Jackson Reynolds, who many of you Sitting to the Max fans know as young Maxwell Reynolds in Sitting to the Max. I got one of my wishes. I always wanted the cast from Sitting to the Max, Coop and Cammy Astorworld, Gabby Duranity and Syllables, just roll with it, and the season 4 bump cast, who only Israel Johnson Noah and Mallory Mahoney Destinies and Miranda Ray Lou, only they remain from season 4. I wanted all those actors and actresses, and the ones from movies too, like Upside Down Magic, who I think are still involved with Disney Channel. They're just not doing another Upside Down Magic. I wanted those people to return in brand new projects, and half of me got that wish. Callie Control from Gabby Duran, the main protagonist, Gabby Duran, she returned. She was in the final seasons of High School Musical, the series, which I gotta watch, and she's also going to be in the upcoming Descendants movie, as is Ruby Rose Turner, Cammy from Coop and Cammy Astorworld. She was seen in a commercial with another Disney Channel actor, a Disneyland commercial on the network Disney Channel, and she will be in the upcoming Descendants movie. Jackson Gallagher, young Maxwell Reynolds, returned here as Dio, and I always wanted Sitting to the Max season 4. Sydney, Emmy, Olive, Sophia, and young Maxwell Reynolds, young Alicia, Leo, Bucky, and Pete, all of those characters from the past in a high school, season 4 high school setting. And I kind of get that here with young Maxwell Reynolds. He even has an Afro-American best friend in Pretty, who becomes Pretty's best guy friend, as Pretty hangs out with Scary and Frankie, who are both girls. Then you got who else? Who's after Pretty? Oh, who's after that? And then he was previously, before Frankie's accident. So yeah, let me continue with the plot before I get back to all that. Let me continue with the plot. So yeah, Frankie, like I said, is on top of the world, captain of her volleyball team, dating the hottest guy Dio, and is one of the most popular girls in high school. One day, while walking, she's texting, and she doesn't see it. She falls into a giant manhole, a sewer cover, meant for someone else, this is revealed later in the series, meant for someone else, and she dies, and we awakens in the spirit world. Like I said in part 1, this gives me Yu Yu Hakusho, Bleach, and the superheroes, Deadman and Spectre vibes. All of these franchises deal with ghosts, supernaturals, the Grim Reaper, and spirits, and spirits. That's what I'm getting vibes from this show. Now this show is supposed to be similar to They show is supposed to be similar to what's the show called again? This show is supposed to be similar to
Your skin looks very.
oh yeah, it's supposed to be based upon a book. I've never seen the book, but
That's still arm on my
yeah.
drawer. My argos.
So yeah, she you know, and you know the story. She awakens in
You tell me.
the spirit world. She awakens in the which is called the underworld. She awakens in underworld, and there she is greeted by pretty, happy-go-lucky,
Don't worry, I was super smart.
lovable, loyal, but dim-witted spirit guy. He works a desk job. He works a desk job for the Grim Reaper. Looking the people up. Looking the people up who died, and then looking up the people who died in a giant buck. Then those same people are recommended to scary, hardcore Caucasian female edgelord with a heart of gold.
I'm just gonna look
Heart of
around
gold.
a bit.
Who recommends them to their rightful destination, either heaven or hell. That is her job in the series. That is her job. That is her job in the series. Frankie, you know the story. Frankie tries to convince both of them that she didn't die, that she can't die, because her life is perfect. Her life is perfect. Her life is perfect. And you know what you call it.
Look in one drawer. It's not like we're gonna read through our diary.
Pretty opens the book. He opens the book. He notices Frankie's name isn't there.
Your turn.
Frankie's name, which means they must have made a mistake, a mishap. So the Grim Reaper, who runs the underworld, allows Frankie to return to the living world with Pretty and Scary as her guides. So Pretty and Scary has to pose as normal people in the real world, including living with Frankie and attending the same school as her for the first couple of episodes. Actually, for all episodes, for the first couple of episodes, they pretend to be foreign Australian foreign exchange students. Next, what's the next character?
This is absurd.
Oh yeah. However, they have to complete a bunch. Grim Reaper has Frankie sign a gigantic bulk-like contract, and the contract, and one clause that the Grim Reaper doesn't mention to Frankie is that Frankie has to complete a bunch of tasks for the Grim Reaper. Frankie, Pretty, and Scary have to complete a bunch of tasks, or Frankie will be returned to the underworld. Frankie will be returned to the underworld, and I know, Frankie will be returned to the underworld, and that's pretty much the plot of the series. Frankie, Pretty, Scary, her younger brother Remy, who he is the president and owner of a teenage mystery-solving club called Sweaty, with his best friend and only other constant member we see, Carson, his Caucasian best friend Carson. Remy, of course, is the carefree, goofy but brilliant president who's always snooping everywhere, solving mysteries, and his snooping saved the day as he was able to he read the gigantic book contract Frankie signed for the Grim Reaper, and was the one to bring the task to the task clause to the three main characters, Frankie, Pretty, and Scary. And Carson is his second in command, Caucasian, second in command, lovable, loyal, but socially awkward and dim-witted member of
You'll never get your precious grin back.
of the Sweaty acronym, group. What's after Sweaty? What's after that? And it's up to them. It's up to them to complete all the tasks for the Grim Reaper. To complete all the tasks for the Grim Reaper.
What is
The Grim Reaper, and that's pretty much what happens the entire season. And the show, like I said, the storyline and lore, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger as the series moves along. I'm struggling right now to remember it all
She'll go back to the underworld forever.
because so much
I wonder if
happens.
she's talking the kitchen utensils.
So much happens. The first six,
Didn't she say they were going to
the
Earl?
first six,
We need to go.
Should I bring the spatula?
Get the spatula.
the first 6 episodes, episodes
Okay.
8,
You've had your fun.
episodes
Now
8,
stop whatever
9,
you're doing
and
this
10,
instant.
episodes 8, 9, and 10,
Yeah.
and
Don't think they're gonna.
and
The bear cloak's back.
and
Sebastian, do something.
and
Look
13, 13, 15, and
Keep going.
13, 15, and I guess 16 are my all-time favorite plus episodes. I like all, even the terrible ones. I like them all. But those are the episodes that focus the more on the storyline, the storyline and lore of Pretty Freaking Scary instead of the dull high school
My sister's a bear.
dull high school life. Like I said in part 1, I like all of the characters. I like all of the characters. I like all of the characters in the show, with the exception of 2 and maybe now 3. There was another one I forgot to mention in part 1. Those my favorites are, like I said, Frankie, Rip, Pretty, Scary, your 3 main characters, and the three mystery solving Scooby-Doo gang, gang, followed by Remy, followed by Dio, one of my main reasons for watching this show, Dio, who portrayed by Jackson Dollinger.
Dad, what are you doing here?
5
Jonathan, this might be better in private. I mean,
5 Elric Snickering, the newest love interest for Frankie Rip. When she dies, when she comes back, her life is flipped upside down. Her life is flipped upside down. I'll save that for later. Yeah, 5 Elric Snickering, her newest love interest. 6 Remy and Carson. 7 Nyx, Frankie's newest friend when she returns from the dead. 8
I know this won't be easy, but
yeah. 7 Nyx, Frankie's newest friend, Frankie didn't interest her at first, but when Frankie died, she became interested. She's your stereotypical goth emo kid, so of course she would like all the dead stuff and wouldn't find the happy-go-lucky popular girl Frankie to be all that interesting. 8, who's 8? 8 oh. And 8, even though he's despicable, he's scum. Even though he's despicable and scum. Oh yeah, 8 is, even though he's despicable and scum, Theodore Snickering. When he showed up, the overall main antagonist of the series, when he showed up, he made things way more exciting and interesting. So despite the fact that this character is despicable, especially what he pulled in the season 1 finale, this character made things more exciting. Then you got 9. 9, who's 9? 9, the parents, the ever-loving and supporting parents. So yeah, least favorites include Layla. I mentioned in part 1. I mentioned in the why I didn't like Layla. She was always jealous of Frankie because Frankie was dating Dio, the hottest girl, the hottest guy in school, and she when Frankie died, she showed little emotion or sympathy. She wasted no time moving in on not respecting boundaries, moving in on Dio. Showed no sympathy when Frankie was replaced as captain of her volleyball team, and wouldn't even be locker buddies with her anymore. So Frankie had to find a new locker buddy and location. So overall, this is a despicable character, and she drug the series down. I'm happy she's only in the first few episodes of the series. She's not in the mid to season finales when the show got really good. Then next is before I get to the third one, which is the Grim Reaper. Next is another guy, a Caucasian blonde guy who thinks he's all that. Frankie has a competition with him in the Gumbo episode where they have to make as a competition they have to make dishes for the for the principal, who is, I keep forgetting her name. I think her name is Lisa. Her name is Lisa something. But she was in Korea. She was the president. She was the president's vice secretary in Korea in the house. The Caucasian girl with the sunglasses, with the not sunglasses, but with the regular glasses. She also had a cameo. She also had a guest starring appearance in the Hannah Montana The Zit episode. I keep forgetting her name though, but she's the principal here. Besides Jackson Dollinger, she's one of the only actresses I recognize. Then you got they have to make gumbo. They have to make gumbo for her, and the loser has to wear Frankie has to wear a shirt, and he has to dye his hair or something like that. Nix ends up winning the competition, so both. Didn't remember what both punishment was, but yeah. He's not as annoying as Layla and the third one, but he's overall insignificant, and just who cares about this character? Who cares about this? Who cares about this character? And then you got
Theodore is still here. We have to.
Then you got you got the Grim Reaper, who I can't stand. Probably the worst iteration of the Grim Reaper I've ever seen. First off, she conned Frankie into signing a long contract and didn't even tell her about the clause. Didn't even tell her about the second clause. The second clause that if she's not able to complete the task, she'd have to return to the living room, and that when she completes all the tasks, Pretty and Scary will have to go back to the underworld with her and leave Frankie all alone in the She briefly took away Frankie's guardians, Pretty and Scary, in episode 8. But they were restored in the following episode for a series of mishaps caused by Frankie and the when she is caused about two plus mishaps, 4 if you count the entire season. Her first one was Theodore Snickering, who got electrocuted by lightning and somehow managed to escape the underworld. The Grim Reaper can't capture a human in struggle to capture a regular human who, apart from his eye move, Theodore Snickering has the ability to make people to hypnotize people and make people forget everything that just happened. She can't capture a guy like that, and one of her traps. So she set up numerous traps. One of her traps was the manhole, to which Frankie, so while failing to correct the first mishap, she caused the second mishap in Frankie. Third, she easily got tricked by her assistant Christy and Theodore Snickering, who both formed a supervillain pact to get even with her and do away with her. Third mishap, and she had to be saved by Frankie, Pretty, and Scary. 4, she let Theodore Snickering trick her again, where Theodore Snickering did the most despicable thing ever. When it was finally time for Theodore Snickering to go back to the underworld forever, Theodore Snickering, he sacrificed his own son. He threw his son when Grim foolishly turned around. He threw his son in the way. So Elric ended up going back to the underworld with the Grim Reaper, and that's the season finale, the big season finale. Spoiler: Elric ends up being trapped in which that makes, actually I think that makes mishap 3, and thus the Grim Reaper is no longer the Grim Reaper, and she's been replaced by Christy, who they now answer to in the mirror. I forgot to mention the mirror earlier. The mirror or reflection. Anything that has a reflection, the Grim Reaper can appear on and communicate with Frankie, Pretty, and Scary. And at the end, Christy appears in her place with Elric trapped in the which means the season 1 finale ends with Elric Snickering trapped in what's the place? The spirit world, trapped in underworld, and Frankie and her friends have to go rescue. Theodore Snickering is still trapped in the real. I mean, it's not trapped, but it's still roaming free in the real world. So I can't wait for season 2, and I hope they do season 2. This is the only other problem I have with this show. Ending this show on a cliffhanger. Ending season 1, not ending the show, but ending season 1 on a cliffhanger. I really wish they would have went to season 2. I really wish they would have wrapped things up in season 1. Because just because you end something on a cliffhanger doesn't mean you're guaranteed another season. Especially in this time where shows don't have the fanfare television shows past, and television just isn't that popular anymore. So good shows now are doomed to early cancellation because they don't have the popularity or other stuff that goes with them. So they're doomed to early cancellations. But I hope this comes back for season 2. Season 2. So far, the show status is up in the air. Is to be announced, as with all the other Disney Channel shows, excluding Villains, which of course is still running. So yeah, this was my review of Pretty Freaking Scary. May do another review later. Later because I'm still not done. But I've talked longer than I've wanted to. But I'm still not done. There's still more. But yeah, phenomenal series, man. Storyline, cast of characters, actors, actresses, suspense, drama, comedy. Yeah, phenomenal show. To see the previous portions, the link will be in the description box below. You don't want to hear the rest of the music? Turn the video off right now.
To make it right.